Welcome to the winds of Jupiter. Dusting was a year of completion. I know, including myself, who will be happy to leave being in the dust. 2017 is the year of endings and new beginnings. I dreamt the other night for you to follow where Pluto, the planet of transformation and endings and beginnings, is in your chart with respect to the other planets, which makes sense since 17 is a year of endings and new beginnings. Mars is direct all of 17, so energy from the warrior planet shouldn't be an issue. As we go into 17, Mercury will be retrograde until February 8th. This is the hangover time from New Year's, and perhaps it's best to defer your New Year's resolutions until the 8th of February, when all the planets will be direct until February 6th. This definitely is an auspicious time. However, 17 is not a year of immediate gratification. Work hard and stay cool and collected, and rewards will come to you. It's like, or as if, I hear the tumblers of a safe slowly clicking into place. When the safe is finally open, you will receive what you deserve. 2017 is a prelude to the up-and-coming stellar year. Before we get started, I'd like to explain a unique tarot spread that I put together so you have a more fulfilling experience in your readings. The 7 core cards depict the 7 chakra energy points of the body. The 3 cards on the left depict the bottom part of the body, the spine, the pelvic, the solar plexus. The center is the heart. The right is the throat, the third eye, and the crown. They all have their own place in what you're doing in your life, but this is the unconscious inner self versus the conscious for self on the right side. We've all done things in our lives that we're guilty of that we all of a sudden say, why did I do that? And why did I say that? I believe there's a massive disconnect between our unconscious self and our conscious self and the actions that we bring out into the outer world. The lower right-hand card is the base of the spine. This is a culmination of who you are, from past lives to childhood traumas, to childhood cherished memories, to today. We're ever evolving all the time, and that's why I call it sourcing and urgings instead of foundation. The second card up, the pelvic or the sacrum, depicts actually emotional and spiritual growth, or growth of any kind, and also sexual prowess, and how you think about all this in your unconscious mind and how it comes out into the world. I call this the awakening or the arousing for growth, but it's more on a cosmic level because the cosmos has natural laws that are in harmony. But then we go up here to the solar plexus, which actually they call the navel as well. And we're dealing with something completely different because this is a universal life force that you're thinking about. And it's more of feeling and sensing, is what I call it. And you're erupting into an awakening close to your subconscious. The central card, as I had mentioned, is the heart of the matter or the situation. You're concerning. You're caring and concerning and loving, but you have questions and you want them answered. The bottom right is the throat, and I call this the communicating and teaching. But actually, we should be listening as much as we communicate. This is where you make your moral values, your ethical, moral values. This is where you change as you're going into a society and how you feel about it. The second card up is called seeing or visualizing. It's the third eye in chakra, something close to enlightenment and putting things into perspective. And the crowning card on the top right, I consider knowing and understanding. But knowing is one thing, but if you can't apply it to wise actions, it's not wisdom. When I'm done with that, I would be putting the card on the left side that will represent your past. I'll be putting a card on the right side that represents your future. And then I will be using the bottom of the card of the deck as more of the energy of the reading. And it could be the outcome, but we really don't know. And at the end of that, we will be putting one of Doreen Virtue's angel cards out to see what's up for teen. I'll be using the Conley Tarot deck for all the readings. It's new to me. I have a new channel. We have a new year. And I decided that it was time to buy a new deck of cards, and actually I really like them. So onward with the readings. Hi there, Leo. Let's see what you have in store for the year 17. At the base of your spine, you have the Justice card. It's a major arcana card. The theme of it is usually that you're accountable for your actions from the past to the present circumstances. And typically and traditionally means that legal actions or contracts were involved in this, but in this position, it's about your actions and what's going on in the present day and how you feel about it. As a surprise underneath each card, I have a miniature Rider-Waite as a clarification card, and you got the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a very loving queen. She's an excellent mentor and magnanimous, probably to a fault. She gives too much. She's too generous. She's a very stable woman, and she reveres her family and friends. And at times she can be an enabler. She enables too much and gives too much. Second card up is your awakening or your arousing position. And here you've got the Nine of Wands. Been a long road to hoe, it looks like. You're fortifying yourself. You're wounded. You're tired. The battle isn't over. You're just taking a respite. It appears that the cards, the Justice and the Queen of Pentacles cards, is flowing over to the feeling that you're not progressing, or it's been very difficult for you to progress. Even though the number 9 of the Nine of Wands means completion, it was rough. It was a rough go for it. The clarification card underneath is the Six of Wands, another fire energy that depicts you. Although it means success and victory, it was a competition. You were fighting something, somebody, some people. Although you became victorious and you're progressing into a higher unconscious level, it was a lot of work. Here in the feelings and sensing is the Queen of Cups. The Queen is very intuitive. She's about giving advice and being the peacemaker of emotions. Although the problem with her is that she can get caught up in her own fantasies and not believe her own advice. The clarification card underneath that is the Seven of Swords. Somebody is stealing. They're not only stealing your things, they're stealing your emotions and your spirituality, your energy. It's costing you a lot, and there's a lot of tension going on in this unconscious part of your spread. The heart of the matter is the Seven of Cups, the memory card, part of your childhood and your memories. It can be actually guardians, deceased guardians following you and showing you the way. And in this instance, I feel like Maybe somebody in your past is going to show up. Funny thing is, I have a feeling that when Mercury is retrograde, maybe the first days of January, it goes retrograde in April, and somebody from your past is going to walk back into your life. It might not be a relationship or a love relationship, but it was of affection and happiness. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit by the fire of affection together and feel its warmth and talk about old times. If that doesn't happen, perhaps this means that you're looking to the past and looking at happy times. You're doing astral projection and you're back in times where it was happier in your life without the tension that was been going on. Let's see what the clarification card is. The Page of Cups along with the Seven of Cups. Page of Cups is an immature person that offers the cup of love, but he's very dreamy. In a lot of ways, perhaps the Seven of Cups is an escapism for you, something where you're going back and you're enjoying the times that weren't so hard. He dislikes discord too and finds himself avoiding it. And perhaps with all of the tension that's been in this reading is that you've been trying to avoid discord. On the bottom right, the throat or the excuse me, the learning or teaching, you have the Five of Wands. This is conflict. People are fighting each other. Egos are being hurt. Bad things are being said. You're not feeling good about it. Whatever it is, the people involved or yourself are not learning the lessons that they needed to learn. They're avoiding justice, which is here at the base of your spine. Let's see what the clarification card is. You got the King of Pentacles. The king is a man that makes you accountable. He doesn't like waste. He's not greedy either. The problem is that he can be very stubborn, and when you put the Justice card with the Queen of Pentacles, with the Five of Wands and the King of Pentacles, it pretty much means the same thing, as that he is making you accountable and being the Justice card here. He's not going to give people a free ride. They have to work for what they earn. Up here in the scene and visualizing, you're putting things in perspective in a funny way. You're given the wish card. My understanding of this is that it's probably a whole bunch of little wishes bundled up together. You want things to be better. You want a yes or no answer, but if you're given yes, well, there's consequences to that. If you're given no, there's consequences to that too, and you fear both. The clarification card is the Ace of Swords, which is good. It indicates a new beginning, but the Ace of Swords is kind of funny for a new beginning because it's a double-edged sword. You can harm or heal, you can destroy or rebuild. The sword has two sides to it, and it really depends on what you want to see and what you're asking and why you're asking for the wish. Sometimes, and I've said this in the last reading or two, is that you have to be careful of what you wish for. Here at the top of the reading, we've got the crown. This is the understanding, knowing and understanding. You've got the Seven of Wands. Once again, you're defending yourself. You understand you have to defend yourself, and you understand the motives of the people around you. You just don't understand why they have these motives. And you want more of an in-depth feeling about what's going on. I have a feeling too that this has a lot to do with I'm picking up this feeling that this is all about the seven deadly sins and greed, envy, jealousy, sloth, this type of thing. I've really never associated this card with this before, but this is what I'm feeling now. Underneath, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Although you've lost a lot, here you have an opportunity to gain more. And a lot of times, you're not real worried about material things, but so many things have been lost in time that it's nice to be able to have a new beginning. And this isn't only for Pentacles. When you see the five-pointed star, it actually can depict the five points of the body. And this can be more health and more well-being rather than more financial gain. which is actually more important. Happiness and health is more important. Here on the left side, I'm going to put a card, and this card depicts your past. And here you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is honest to a fault, and then again uses his words to slash. This is an immature person or a child that is hurting you. Again, he's associated with gossip, vicious gossip. Perhaps it's a lie, perhaps it's not, perhaps it's you. We don't know if your shadow self is feeling envious and using words to hurt. I typically haven't done a clarification card for the past, but I felt like this really deemed a clarification card, so I added another card, and you got the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles actually means you're part of people that are building a structure. Disagreements within it, whether this is you doing this or somebody else. I mean, you're looking at air. I mean, you could be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. No. And I'm not real. Sometimes I have a hard time saying, which one of the air signs this and that, and somebody's this and that, because there's so many dualities in life. There's so many things that make people schizophrenic. One day you might be acting like a Cups court card, and the next day you're acting like a Swords court card. It really, I have found that 9 out of 10 times it's really hard to put your thumb on any of this. So I'm not going to really go into a lot of that when we discuss the court cards. Now on the right side, I'm going to put your future card. This is the Hierophant. This is really kind of a tough call because, in Latin, the Hierophant means to know or make something that's unknown. Make the unknown. And here you're seeking, when you see this card, you're seeking truth. But again, I felt like I really needed a clarification card. You got the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is a heavy load. Everything's burdensome. And you've been carrying a lot of things around, but finding the truth is going to be burdensome too. And here I even got a Rider-Waite card to accentuate the clarification on your future. And you got the Fool. Now the Fool usually means that you're on a quest. You're willing to risk and go on a journey for self-discovery. But this is the first time I've probably ever did this, but I believe the Fool is actually a fool. Somebody that's going to make some foolish actions that are going to expose the truth. The bottom of the deck card is the energy of the reading. It can be also the outcome of the reading. Really up to you to decide. But here it is in this Conley deck, it's materialism, but in the Rider-Waite deck, it's actually the devil. Avarice, greed. But greed comes in a lot of flavors. It can come in power and control and manipulation. In a funny way, it's a chain reaction. If the devil is manipulating you, then you manipulate other people. And I found it really funny because at the end, the controllers and the manipulators end up going out of control. Also, there's other aspects to it. I mean, you could covet drugs. You could covet material things. You'll do anything. You'll step aside justice to make sure that you get what you want. These are very selfish people, and the overall feeling of this reading is that there's a lot of drama on the unconscious side. And there's a lot of hope on the right side, but it's still going to take some time. People have to start bypassing the Five of Wands and fighting and disagreement and discord. You've been avoiding discord because of the Page of Cups, but now it's time to face it. It's time to find out really where the truth is, and this is with the Hierophant. Anybody that sees the Hierophant in a reading is seeking truth. I think at the end of the year, I'm not sure, but 10 is the only number that's associated in the future. And this could be 10 years, but I don't feel it. It could be 10 months, 10 weeks, 10 days that this comes to fruition. You have to understand too that the materialism card is seen and the devil card is actually ruled rules Capricorn. And here we're in the time of Capricorn. We just actually launched into that, and it'll be going on until around the 20th of January. So you might even get some answers very quickly. I don't know. But I'm hoping the drama in your life will cease. Things will become more calm. It appears that way. And I hope you have a great 17. Hi there, I'm back. I cleaned up the table because it was such a mess, and I wanted you to get a second look at the spread. And then I pulled a Doreen Virtue Messages from Angels card to go along with the spread. And you got Athena. It is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. That's pretty much the theme of things that we've seen here. You don't want any more discord like the Five of Wands or defending yourself like the Seven of Wands, having to have justice, growing the heart whole just for your own spiritual and emotional self, having people hurting you with words, seeking truth. You too can be you too can empower yourself, and you should be empowering yourself. And I know you want to do it in a loving way, but you really have to benefit too when you're giving so much. Well, then again, have a good team. Bye now.